Welcome, Brandon Hayes. I'm here with a good friend of mine, R3ll. R3ll, how you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. How you doing?
I'm well, thanks for asking. Before we get started, let me just get this out of the way. Follow R3ll on Instagram at it's R3ll, R3ll R3ll. It's R3ll. Listen to his new EP Fantasy wherever you can get music, and follow R3ll's podcast on Instagram, Clubanese at Clubanese Club, and then Anese Anese. I want to talk about that because I think that is a very interesting project. But I just want to start off right off the bat. I see a lot of people on social media and they make beats, and obviously it's a hard craft, but it just looks so easy. And same for you. At what point as making music became effortlessly? Like it was just like, you can wake me up in the middle of my sleep and I can make something.
I mean, at least for me, I wouldn't say it's always effortlessly, because sometimes you kind of run into some roadblocks creatively and you're just like, damn, like I don't know what to do on this song. But like for the most part, when I really got comfortable into my flow, I would say like maybe like around 2012. I was doing more how could I say EDM Jersey Club remixes, and it allowed me to really be more artistic in how I approach the Jersey Club genre. So I would say around that time is when I was really like, yeah, I know what I'm doing, But still, as the years going by, you get progress, you get better, and you tighten up loose ends. But I would say that's when I really felt like in my flow, like I could get up and make something.
When you run into a roadblock, you run into a tough situation. How do you handle that? Do you like constantly listen to it, or do you send it to one of your boys and one of your friends, like, hey, what do you think I should do?
And that if I run into like that particular like obstacle, I'll work on that project and then I'll just save it and just come back to it. Like start something new. Or like you said, I'll send it to like a homie or a friend that I feel as though like I would like to collaborate with, just to get some feedback, or just put it in the vault. You feel me? And as doing other beats, you come back to it later and you're just like, damn, all right, now I know what to do, what I was trying to do, like, after you just let it sit for a minute. But I don't really try to get too caught up on a project where I'm just like, I'm stuck on this one thing. I just try to keep it moving.
Now you're from Newark, right?
Yeah, I'm from a North, born and raised.
When did the love for music come when you was in Newark?
The love for music, it came when I was about like eighth grade freshman year, so like 2004 2005. Like I graduated in '09 from
Mm-hmm.
Irvington. But I'll say around that age is when I really got into like Jersey club music. I was going to my cousin's house who was DJing before I even was thinking about it, and he was playing the DJ Tamil CD, and I was just like, "Yo, this what kind of music is this?" Like I never heard Baltimore club, Jersey club, none of that shit before, and I was just like, "Oh, this shit is wild." So he was like, "Yo, this is Brick City Club, Jersey Club, Baltimore Club." I'm like, "Oh shit, what? I got to get into it. How could I like? Let me get this CD." And then he was like, "Nah, you can't have it." So I'm just like, "Damn!" Like, this nigga shot me down. Like, fuck. So like, the weekend after I went to his house, around that time, that's when like people had like boom boxes with CD players and the cassette tape. So I took a blank cassette tape and like I dubbed his CD
Uh,
to a cassette, So I had like a club tape. You feel me? And during that time, a lot of people was going to like what's it Branchford Park skating ring, and
mm-hmm.
like Illmatic Force was like used to be pop locking, in the middle of the dance floor and shit. And I'd be like, oh, this shit crazy, like swing it, like all
Yeah.
that vibes. And then like I say around like maybe like 2006, that's when I had joined DJ Lil Man team,
Mm-hmm.
P Unit at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and we was throwing all the parties around Newark at the Wisdom and all that shit. So I was doing that promoting thing, and then I was just like, yo, I gotta start. I don't want to promote no more. I want to, start DJing. And
Yeah.
then I linked up with like Brick Bandits, start learning how to make club music, and so and so forth.
Yeah, I was gonna say you pretty much answered my question, but was it like the love for club music at the beginning, or did you just love rap and then it morphed into club music?
Nah, it was club music. like from
So what
beginning.
about club music really lasso your ears? Like what about it really just like catches you? Is it just the whole process of making it, the sound? Like what exactly is it?
For me, it's the sound, the wordplay, the creativity, and the dance that
Mhm.
all flow together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause like you could hear a club song and then it'll be like, yo, this shit saying some crazy wild stuff. And then you see, you feel me, your peers, your friends, at that point in time, dancing in the circle, making all the dances that's kind of like, popping now, like when like the patty cake and sexy walk and get fresh, all those dances first coming out. So like it's a wild time to witness that, and I'm just like, yo, this shit crazy. And I remember going to parties, like leaving the top of my shirt just drenched, just only the bottom dry, you feel me, sharp bouncing with sharp hands for like 3 hours, you know what I'm saying, like,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like it was the love for the music, like everywhere the music was at, that's where I was trying to go, because I was always trying to hear the new shit, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Yeah, when I think of a comedian, his ecstasy, his thing, like a comedian, his or her, is like getting laughs from the crowd. That person they get laughs from the crowd. They're doing their job right. So when you're
Right.
making this music and you're seeing people really dance, like really getting into it, in your mind, are you like, man, I'm killing it right now? They are going in. Is that
Yeah.
is that what you think?
Yeah, because it's a you like it's a fuel, especially like at least for me, I have that understanding of what it's like to be in the crowd
Mm-hmm.
and you hear that song that just like sets you off. And then now me being on the DJ side of things, you're witnessing somebody experience the feeling that you're feeling. Yo, it's just that connection just it's just fire, bro. Like
It, it,
you fuel off of that. Like,
are,
it's always good vibes.
So when you're DJing, are you focused? Because obviously I've never done it before. This is my thing. When are you just like focused on like like your laptop and all the the keyboards, or are you just like paying attention to the crowd, making sure the crowd is vibing?
You have to pay attention to the crowd.
The must.
Like, yes, it don't matter. Even if you opening up the party, you gotta get them in there, warm them up. You know what I'm saying? If you play in the middle, you bring them up. You just gotta pay attention to the crowd. You can't just be up there just playing what you want or in your laptop and
Mhm.
shit like that. You gotta talk to them. How y'all feeling out there? You feel me?
Yeah.
Get them right. You feel me? Talk to them. Playing the track. Shouts on my independent lady. You know what I'm saying? The vibes. You curating them, and then you just start hitting them with bangers, and then man,
Mm,
shit.
Going back to your come up, when was R3ll first introduced to the public? Like when we were like, listen, this is what I'm doing. This is full time. When at what point was that you made that transition?
I mean, it for the I put it to you like this. Before like I started like the R3ll project, I was
Hmm.
DJ R3ll.
Hmm.
So I was doing the team parties and stuff like that, the Sweet 16s. Then I did the like the classicals, the wisdom parties, the college parties,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
DJ Dark Kent, shit like that. So I would say around 2014 is when
Mhm.
I changed my name from DJ R3ll and I started the R3ll brand. It actually was because of this remix for this artist named Cashmere Cat. He was really popular at the time. He had a wedding bell EP called Wedding Bells, and it was a song on there called Rice Rain. So I had remixed it and it
Hmm.
started going crazy on the EDM side of things. And I'm just like, oh shit, I ain't even, you know what I'm saying? I was just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yo, this artist is supporting Jersey club music. So like let me remix a song that way he can play his own shit, because he's showing love to our genre because he's not from he's
Mhm.
from Norway. So I did the song, I put it on SoundCloud, and then the label that was signed to reached out to me and was like, yo, stop it from being downloadable. Like, we want to, put it out, hold up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh shit, what the fuck? This shit crazy. So initially they put the song out. He was playing it on tour. Um, that's when Rinse FM, this radio station in oh my god, it's overseas. I'm gonna say overseas because I don't want to
Yeah,
mess up the name.
that's
They
cool.
reached very notable. They reached out to me. I started doing mixes for them. That's when I signed my EP to Denmark. Record Steve Aoki's label
Mhm.
out in LA. That's when I moved from New Jersey to LA. And then that's when I started doing like tours, doing like shows with Steve, Japan, did shows in like South Korea, China. I started touring more.
Yeah,
So that's when shit really got popping.
yeah.
Once I started dabbling in the EDM dance music kind of space with club music.
Uh-huh. So just to backtrack, when you were doing Sweet 16s and college parties, were you excited like, oh man, I'm getting a little bit more exposure, stuff is going out there for me? Or were you a little disappointed like, listen, I know my work, I know my craft. I should be somewhere else. I shouldn't be doing these little parties. I know what my potential is.
I would say at least during like the teen parties and stuff. Yeah, of course you're getting your feet wet, so I didn't really think about that. But I would say once I started doing like the college parties and stuff like that, it was more so like it's either I'm gonna be DJing bottle service clubs, strip clubs, or
Mhm.
trying to be like on Hot 97 or Power 105.1. But like I do club music, so
Yeah.
I have like I'm not trying to put myself in a box. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's when I started feeling like, all right, well, it's only either or, I could
Mhm.
either go this route or this route. So when I got exposed to doing like the more EDM dance music style, it allowed me to really be creative and more of an artist,
Yeah.
and do
Yeah.
the things that I wanted to do in a style where I'm not having any constraints or held back from what I actually want to spend on, in my sets and stuff like that.
Now Directions, that was one of your first EPs, right?
Yeah, that was actually my first EP.
That was your very first EP.
Very
Have
first.
you have you listened to that recently within months and really like see how your sound evolved?
Actually, I've listened to the Ponane song about maybe last year,
Hmm.
but I know if I was to listen to it, I know like I'm like light years from
Would
that.
you would you cringe because I remember when I did like my first interview, I was like a senior in high school and it was and it was just extremely laughable. I'm laughing right now. But do you like have that sense of like, oh my God, why did I release that? Why did I let people hear that?
Yes, all the time. I'll listen to songs from like remixes or like just old shit. I'm like, damn, I was ass. Oh my God, what the fuck? Oh, okay. I kind of get it. Oh, I could, and then I think of like how I could like take that and make it better. Like, but it's
Uh-huh.
always that, but
Yeah.
it,
When
it
when
comes
did
with it.
when did Directions drop? Was that like 2014, 15, 16? You remember?
Let me check I think it was 14. Let me make sure.
Yeah. I asked that while you're looking. I just want to ask something. I asked that because like a couple years later, 2016, you was really out there. Like you was traveling. You was in Canada, Seattle. You're doing stuff in Jersey. Was life moving a bit too fast around that time? Just a couple years after you dropped your first EP.
Nah, I felt like I was ready for it, honestly, because I'm just like, yo, during that time, once I did that EP, I was on the West Coast. So I was like, yo, let's get it. I'm here. Like, I'm ready to, you know, put people on the sound from New Jersey. No, no matter if they like it or not.
Yeah.
That's when I started my party certified with this other friend of mine named Danny, who was running a clothing company called R3ll.
Uh-huh.
And for a year straight, we threw parties in downtown LA, bringing Tim Dollar. Who else we brought? TT the artist came through. Tease, Stevie G, so many people from Jersey that wanted to come. We was bringing them out here and putting people on club music, actually curating the sound. So, and then of course, I was doing things with Denmark. I did the 100 Beach party with him, the Migos, and shit like that. So, simultaneously, I'm just putting people on our sound, like, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm here for it, you know, especially I'm the only one over here, so I had to represent, like, you know. So it was like, yo, this is what Jersey is, like, you know.
Did you feel that pressure? Were you ever nervous, like, going to the West Coast, going out and introducing a whole? Because come on, Jersey Club is strictly Jersey, like, like we all know that. But you go to California, were you like having a lot of pressure? Like, damn, I have to represent New Jersey. I feel like I'm representing the state.
Yes. Hell yeah, of course. But it's just like the connection that I feel with Jersey Club, it shines through the music. So it's like, yo, I'm not doing it just to do it. It's for the love of it. And
Mhm.
that's where I feel like people really connect when I'm doing the set. And especially like when I'm doing sets over here, I consider that the audience is new. So I give them records that are digestible. That way they could get into the genre, and then they dig deeper. You know what I'm saying? And then they get into the real shit, you know, the shit that's really going on back home, you know, shit like that. I just make it like where they could get it, you know.
Even though you say you feel like you had a lot of pressure going out west, I get a sense from when you were young until now, you always had that confidence. Was that confidence built behind your music? Because like, listen, I make good music. So my music is gonna speak for myself. I have this love for music. I treat it well. Was the confidence built behind the music?
I would say I had to catch up to like being really confident. At least like I would say when I was younger, like in like the teenage that era, like I
Mhm.
was afraid to talk on the mic, but I knew I could DJ. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Shit like that. So as I did more and more and more, I gained that confidence of being like, yo, I got this. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? But now it's like, yo, I'm not, I get like, you know, little jitters here and there, you know, like, oh shit, I gotta make sure I do good. But like once I'm in it, like two, 3 tracks in, it's over. I'm good. I'm confident. We rocking, like, you know.
Was
So
that confidence just built just over a span of years, or it was just more of how your music just developed, new equipment, everything was just rolling for you?
I would say over a span of years, you
Mm.
know, I feel as though the things that I was doing, I had to rise to the occasion. So I had to bring it up a level. So of course, like when you stepping it up, you got that like you're a little nervous, like, yeah, I want to fuck this up. But it's like, nah, I got this. And you feel me? You just get through it. You feel me? You persevere. So I was just ready to always do what I needed to do, you know, try to get better each time. Even if I made a mistake in that moment, I corrected it, like, shit happens when you can DJ, like, record a skip or some shit. Then they be like, oh, then you get on the mic. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you gotta be able to audible, you know. So I'm always on go. I try to be ready, you know, shit like that.
So you improvise a lot when you're on the stage.
Yes, definitely, always improvising.
Oh man, I feel like that's a secret. You should have kept that hidden. But that's amazing. Like I said, for someone who's never even really like stared at equipment, DJ equipment, do you feel like any like pressure? I don't want to keep saying the word pressure, but do you feel like a lot of pressure is on you when you gotta improvise and you gotta do different things at that moment? Or you love that
Sometimes.
you love that. You kind of love that adrenaline.
Yeah, of course, because it's just like, especially like I put it to you like this: you
Yeah.
rock and you get the stage, everybody's in like tune with you, like,
You
you
know
know what
you
I'm saying?
got them. You know you
Yeah. So like, say if, oh, you hit the record over too fast and it stopped the music, they gonna go, oh, right. So they already feel it, and then you could just be like, if you don't give a fuck about your ex, make some motherfucking noise, and they be like,
Yo,
you feel
you
me? Then you go back and you be like, you play the other record, but you be like, oh shit, I kind of fucked up. But they, you feel me? You know, really, like, you know, so it's how you you audible or some shit. It's you just gotta have fun, like So
Does
that
that
shit I'll be
happen
doing.
often that you mess up on stage and then you got to think of something, really quick?
Yo, bro,
It happens
the
a
the
lot.
craziest, not a lot, but it happens. Like
Yeah.
so you gotta be ready. Like I'm always like, especially when DJs are switching. Like
Yeah,
so,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you always give me the mic. Let me hold on to the mic. That way I know I could just say something,
Yeah.
or make them laugh, say, try to crowd control. So
I always thought that there was a method behind that. I always thinking that DJs they did everything on purpose. I didn't know there was accidents going on. Next time I see a DJ mess up, I'm like, yo, I know you messed up. Never
yeah,
next time I see a
exactly.
DJ do
Call out,
something,
or you fucked up. You fucked
listen, I know.
up.
So I guess what the painter Bob Ross he would always say, listen, there's no mistakes, it's just happy accidents. So that's what you would
Exactly.
really, yeah, that's what you would really consider it, right?
Yes, sir. Exactly.
I hate bringing this up always with everyone I talk to, but with the pandemic, I feel like being a DJ during a pandemic probably the toughest blow on the entertainment industry. Are you taking advantage of this time by really storing up music, working on music, or are you just really down bad, just like God damn, I can't believe this is happening? How are your emotions? How have you been handling? What have you been doing throughout this time?
Throughout this time, of course, it's been difficult. This is a stressful time. You can't tour, you can't do anything. You have to take extra precautions. Be healthy. You have to be. You're concerned about loved ones. It's a lot of crazy different variables. But at least for me, on the musical side of things have been good. Like it allowed me to take a step back and assess things that I've done and really plan for the future and of what I want to do next, and to really tap in with the younger generation and the producers coming up. A friend of mine, DJ Drew, we created the Jersey Club Producer Battles, where we
Mhm.
have two, three, four, several different DJs remix one particular song or
Yeah,
create an original,
yeah.
and they go back and forth, kind of like the versus battle, but
Versus, yeah, that's what I was
yeah,
thinking.
exactly. But on the production side of things, so that's been something that has been bridging the line of communication with a lot of the producers that haven't been talking during this time. And honestly, it's been keeping club music, at least on the production side of things, alive. As well as a combination of like TikTok and just music things like that. So I feel as though during this time it's been great, but it sucks not DJing and stuff. Being able
Absolutely.
to have that crowd interaction. But
Yeah, I kind of asked that because, like I said, I always shy away from that question. But was Clubanese was that influenced by the pandemic? Well, first of all, let's talk about Clubanese. What is Clubanese? Yeah, I want you to give the answer.
well, Clubanese right now is my new mix series on the Tastemaker channel on Dash Radio out here in LA.
Hmm. Was that influence? How did that start about? Was it were you like the main guy, or was it you and a bunch of guys who was like, yo, we should do this?
Well, at least for me, I wanted to like just to segue this back into what I was doing when I
Yeah,
was younger. Like
yeah.
I wanted to go radio, like I was saying. I was talking about like the Hot 97 kind of Power 105.1 kind of thing. But
Uh-huh.
I always wanted to do that. But I didn't want to do that on like their terms. So like what I'm saying, where it's just like only hip hop and shit. So now that I've been presented with this opportunity to, have a radio show and a space to, curate music, I always throughout the years have been doing like Jersey Club mixes and stuff like that. Well, I'll just host them on SoundCloud and it'll be like 40-minute mix, 30-minute mix. Like, it'd be like little untitled mixes. So
Yeah.
I was like, once I get the opportunity to create a show, I'm going to call it Clubanese. Like,
Mm,
um, and Clubanese essentially is my platform to house all different types of club music from all different types of producers, because I've done a lot of traveling, throughout my time off of club music. So now I've met people in various different cities, countries, and they all love and appreciate Jersey club music, or any variation of club music, like Baltimore club, Philly club, different
Mhm.
aspects. So it was just like, yo, I want to showcase that, give back, actually DJ records, bring on guests, talk about people's stories, how they got into club music
Mhm.
and things like
Mhm.
that. So it was just like, yo, why not do that? And this is now the space that I'm actively moving into, where I can creatively be more expressive with the Jersey club music that I'm hearing from back home as well as worldwide.
Yeah, I think that it really is fabulous, especially being in the quarantine environment. Radio has just been booming. Everyone is home and they can listen to it. So I just thought that was a fantastic idea to have while
Yeah.
people are in quarantine.
Hell
I
yeah.
want to
Perfect.
transition. Yeah, running out of time a little bit because I really want to talk about your new EP, Fantasy. Came out
Yeah.
last month. It is fantastic. I got some questions though. Do you know each artist? It's about 7 artists on the tape. Do you know each artist personally, or was it
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
you?
I'll start from the people that I kind of just met.
Uh-huh.
Um, Oshi, on the lead song Fantasies, I met through a mutual friend of mine who lives out here in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
He had linked us up like maybe like a year and a half ago.
Uh-huh.
And because I heard her on this EDM remix that Uzi did, and I was just like, yo, her voice is dope. Like, yo, I'm trying to like link with her. He was like, yo, I actually know her. Like, let me link you.
Mm-hmm.
And then we ended up linking up. We did the song. Like I sent her the beat. She recorded, she recorded her verse. And then like I sat on it for like maybe like a whole year,
Yeah.
you know, and went through various different variations of it, edits. And then we finally came out with this record and stuff. Now we grew within that time. So like that's a fairly new relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the song Lights with Sherlin and Harrison Clayton. I met Harrison Clayton through Sherlin,
Mm.
but I've met him for about known him for about maybe like 3-4 years now. Uh,
Uh-huh.
I met him out in LA. He's friends with one of my good friends. He's actually been on tour with me when I did a show out in Japan. So he's definitely been around for a minute. A very good producer, rapper. So he brought Harrison to the table, and that's how that record came about. Um, the song Rings with my boy Visionaire, I actually met him through one of my moderators that helps me run my Discord for Jersey Club. He was on a Twitch stream and he was looking for singers and stuff like that. And he actually linked me with Visionaire about like everything was about like a year and a half ago. He linked us up and then I sent him the Rings beat,
Mm-hmm.
and then he instantly recorded it and sent it back.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I believe he's from New York as well. So I would say that's like the first time I worked with like a New York artist on something. So I'm really that's one of my favorite songs, to be honest. Rings on the project. That's one of my
Right.
favorites. Um,
Honestly, every song on there is fantastic. When you working with these artists, do you send the beat? Do you send it to them, or are you in the studio with them?
I send it to him because like
They're all over.
yeah, exactly. I'm really trying to tap in with them. If I'm not able to get in the studio with them, then I'll just send them the beat. Like,
Isn't it better to witness them rapping in the studio? Because I always feel like being in that studio, the energy itself alone is just amazing. But actually seeing someone rap over it could probably give them a little props, like, "Hey, I think you should do this and
yeah, of
more."
course, of course. That's the takeaway that you don't get, when you're not in the space with them. You're not able to be like, yo, go back and re-record that. That sounded a little weak, or tighten up this part a little bit. I say that again. Like, you're not able to, actively do that, but you gotta get it done how you can. So
Are you good at giving out criticism? You good at dishing out criticism?
yeah, shit, bro. For
That's why you're
me,
here. That's exactly why you
you're
made
singing on you're on my song, like, you know what I'm saying, like you're rapping on the beat, it has to make sense for me to creatively place it. So I have to be vocal. I can't just have you just, sounding crazy on my shit. Like, no, that's not happening.
So tell me, what's in the store for what's going on in the future? What's happening in the future? Is there going to be another project this year? Is there going to be more tourings? Hopefully this year. What's going on in the future? What can we look out for?
Well, definitely tap in with Clubanese.
Clubanese, 100%.
Yeah,
Yes, yes,
yes,
that is big. I love Clubanese.
yes. Every second and fourth Fridays on Dash Radio, the Tastemaker channel, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern Standard Time. I believe that's right.
Yes, I think so.
Tap in with me.
Uh-huh.
Other than that, I would say tune into the Jersey Club producer battles where you can see all different various producers from the Jersey Club culture, from outside of the Jersey Club culture, battle, remix songs. That's every first and third Mondays of
Mm-hmm.
every month on YouTube. Um, Definitely expect new music.
Mm-hmm.
I would say to definitely expect new moves. I'm potentially going to drop some new remixes. Keep shit bubbling.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, ultimately get back in the studio, work on a new sound like with club music that I see can happen. So I'm excited to work on some new shit and just pay attention because
You,
a
you,
lot more is
you,
coming.
are you making a sound that haven't been heard before, or a new sound for you? Like this is something new that you're working on.
It's a new style that I would like to incorporate with Jersey club music
Yeah,
that I think could work
yeah.
and put Jersey club in different spaces. So I want to operate within a different genre of music with Jersey club influences. So I'm about to start creatively exercising what I want to do.
Man, you getting me hyped up for that, man. I can't
Yeah,
wait for
bro.
that. Rel, thank you so much. Really appreciate your time. Once again, follow Rel on Instagram at it's Rel R3ll. Listen to his new EP. It's fantastic. It's called Fantasy. Wherever you can get music, and please follow Rel's podcast, Clubanese. Listen to it. Tune in. Tap in. One more thing before I let you go. I always
Yes,
jealous
yes.
when people are on the West Coast because I'm a huge weather guy. It's a brisk 40 degrees right here where I'm at in Jersey. Please tell me what it is over there.
You sure you want to know
Yeah,
that?
yeah, I want to hear it. Yeah.
I'm gonna show you. It's a nice
Ah!
72 right now.
God, I'll take that any day. Oh my
Yeah.
God. So you're in Arizona now.
Yes, I am.
You bounce around from Arizona to California to like
Yes,
also
bro.
like in Seattle as well, or
I mean, I was actively like I didn't live there, but I was doing shows there. So, I was tap in.
was going out on the West Coast the greatest decision of your life?
Yes.
It was.
Yes. I traveling.
Uh-huh.
Just having the opportunity to tour and go new places off the music that I love
Yeah.
and meet people based off of that is the greatest experience.
Dude, I know, Jersey Club. You're from North, you got a lot of love for Jersey. But what's better, being on the West Coast or East Coast?
I don't know.
I
It
feel like
depends.
you want to
I put
say
it to you
West
like
Coast,
this.
but you don't want to be disrespectful. Is
No,
that
no, 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 no. That's not true.
uh-huh.
Don't start no rumors. Nah, I miss the East Coast a lot because like my family, my friends,
Absolutely.
of course the culture is there. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm regurgitating the experiences that I've had on the East Coast out here.
Yeah.
So nothing can match that. You know what I'm saying? So of course the East Coast.
You
Like,
see, I'm all aggravated because I saw the weather. That's why I'm like, you gotta love it.
yeah.
All right, well, Rel, once again, let me just say this one more time so people remember. Follow Rel on Instagram at it's Rel with a 3. Listen to his new EP, Fantasy, and check out Clubanese. It is fabulous. Rel, thank you so much. Really
Of
grateful for
course.
your time.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it, bro.
Hey,
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
you, man. All right, one.